Won't give a whole summary on this game, lads, but a few key points here. Good little play by them to start off with. Good little dish to a cutting guy. Brennan, hands up, didn't reach. Even though we got the basket, I loved it. Good work, Brendo. If you're watching Jimmy, some good examples, I'll point them out. Just dribbling the ball down to take the ball to a side and then just create that little bit of space. You can see Luke's there. If I'm dribbling it straight down and passing it to the left, that's a lot tougher pass with those defenders there, but we do that and then move it from one side to the other, and that always works pretty well for us. But what I want to point out here is something that we can do even better. So if you have a look at where Josh is right now, he's really not in a place to grab the ball. He's wedged in between two defenders. He sees the ball go to the other side and runs to the ball, the thing that we always do that we need to get out of, even though he stops himself well short of as bad as we've done that in the past. But one thing I wish we'd do a lot better as a team is if we don't have the ball and we don't have a clear pass, to be thinking about how do I get another guy open or how do I help another guy score. And here, this little move by Josh, if he was to stand back, realise that he's not in this play and instead set a screen, he's not really adding anything cutting to this little spot here, but he knows the ball is going to look to get tossed out the side. If he had set a screen on those guys there, Luke could have kicked that ball across right there, this spot right here. Instead of making that little cut, if he had just screened the back, put a body on that guy's back, that ball could have gone right across from Luke. I mean, sure, I caught it, shot it, got it in this one, but that space could have been even greater. Instead, he actually gets a hand out there. He wasn't too far away. Those are the type of things that will change the game for us, and it just takes us to think about if we're not involved directly in the play, and by that I mean if we're not the guy with the ball or we have a clear pass to the ball, try and look at ways to get other guys open as an alternative to just running towards the ball. Now, what I love about this play and what I love about the way that we played last week is just the patience that we showed. We taught Luke has an ability to shoot that shot there. Max could probably have jacked up a shot there. Luke could have shot the shot there. Again, I've had a wide open shot there. We moved the ball around, end up getting a bit of a drive and getting to the line there. But there's a number of options that we could have taken. We could have shot the ball early, but we didn't. And you would have heard me say things like, you don't need to take that shot one or two passes in. We'll get that shot any time that we want. Here, we're moving the ball. Here is how we should play every possession. It goes from one side to the other, back to the right-hand side, back to the left-hand side. We've changed sides 3 times before this play ends. And like I said, each of these people who catch the ball probably had enough space to jack it. And the only reason why I ended up taking the ball and putting it up myself is because, I could have shot this one here, but didn't. Here, you see me fake a shot and get the guy's feet off the ground. There it goes. And if he hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have bothered driving to the basket, or I wouldn't have been bothered about shooting it. The fact that I got him up off his heels, that then led to my decision to drive into the basket. And I wish we played more like that, where we're shooting shots because the defense reaches, or we're shooting shots because they left us open, or because they had a defensive breakdown, not just because, come to me and there's a little bit of light and, I'll just shoot it because I want the team to score. This is the type of stuff that we can keep passing the ball around. We don't have to jack it up so early, and good things come out of it. And one more theme for this video, you need to keep your chest in front of your defender's chest when you're guarding a guy off the ball. You can see he's coming straight down the middle. I keep my chest in line with his chest. He passes it off. I have to go and guard him, but then even still, hands out, my chest is now in front of his chest, or he's facing the other way, so it's his back. But it's the same principle, right? Your chest has to be in line with their chest. You can see here now he kicks it out. Josh runs out to guard him, and he's chest to chest here. But the minute that he reaches and isn't chest to chest, there you go. He's playing Matador defense now. Ole! Just like the Matador giving away to the bull. And there's a few plays there where that's where we get stuck, and we need to get better at that. And the same thing happens here. Brennan's playing great D, but the second that he gets on the side of the ball when his chest isn't in front of the guy, it's Matador defense, waves him through, and he gets to the basket again. If he took one extra step with that right foot and just got chest in front of chest, hands up, that guy's not scoring. Nothing too special here in this next one, but I'm wide open, shot the ball because I'm wide open and because I had rebounders there. Next play, Luke here, shooting the ball. Well, first we also go from one side to the other. Luke shoots the ball because he's wide open. Doesn't go in, but that's a great shot. It was great having Robbo on the court. He's just another guy that plays with that mentality, which is like, how do I help the other guys get open when he doesn't have the ball or isn't immediately open here? So Josh gets the ball here, dribbles it down, stops and picks up the ball here, which is what we don't want to do, but it's a better move just to kick the ball straight away and not pick up your dribble and then try and pass it off. And it's fine this time around, but I get the screen there from Robbo, and that's when I decided to go. Like, I'm wide open, could have had the shot, didn't take it, and then Robbo comes, and, well, I've got a wide open layup, and I've got Robbo's screen. It's probably worthwhile taking that one. So because all those things happen, I go to the basket. I blunder it and flick it up across the top, or even had Brendo out there waving his hand, which would have been a good option as well, just so I had my head down. But just another example of how this week we were playing offense because we were reacting what the defense was giving us instead of just trying to make something happen. And I was loving it. Again, dribbling to the corner, not dribbling to the top and then stopping and picking up the dribble, drawing the defense there. This is what we want to do more of. Now there's nothing there. We kick it inside. They cluster me, and because they cluster me, I want to take advantage of this. So I know that if I hook around them, I'll be able to get a pretty good shot. But coming back to this, how do I get an open shot for someone, or trying to stop this clustering that we're doing? The ball goes inside here and everyone comes and clusters me. If you have a look at our offense, when I turn the corner, all 5 of us are on one side of the court. Now, maybe silly on my behalf, but I'm drawing in this double team, this cluster, because I'm expecting that when I spin around and I get past these guys, everyone should be doing the right thing in terms of like spreading out. There should be a guy in the 3-point corner. There should be a guy at the top of the free throw line where Max was, but he's sort of come across to where I am. But because we cluster that, then when I spin, I'm in a cluster of defenders. I'm in a cluster of our guys, and it's a tough basket. If you're standing in space, then just stand in the space. Sooner or later, someone will see you wide open and kick the ball to you when you have an open shot. Too many times, guys that are just wide open standing in space decide to just cut into the action and cluster things up because they think that they need to be moving somewhere and doing something different. If you're wide open, don't be afraid just to stand there, throwing your arms up in the air until someone kicks you that ball rather than coming across to the same side everyone is and clustering everything up. And reminder how this one started again too. Driving down to the baseline. Just because you're bringing the ball up the court doesn't mean you have to stop at the 3-point line. There's a gap there. So drove down there and created an instant scoring opportunity, and their defense had to cluster that and left plenty of guys wide open. And here it is one more time so you can see. Now again, this is beautiful, this next bit of offense. Goes from one side to the other, that's once. Goes into the middle, we don't have to put it up, it gets kicked out, it goes back to another side there. We try inside. We've gone inside twice, kicked it out. Finally goes to me and I jack it up, but I'm only shooting it because I'm wide open here. And we've got rebounders here, Robbo and Josh, both in good spots for rebounds, Josh coming up with it. We don't have to shoot the first shot. If we keep passing it around, we will get better shots. And that's what I'm hoping we can continue to do next week after doing it so well last game. Some great D here, and it's things that, it's not like anything new, but it's things that we're all doing in one play. Robbo, hands up here, great defense, hands straight up. Brendo, take some lessons, that's you, mate. We stay in front of the body there. Brendo moves his feet, that's great D. Even this snippet there where I have to run out and I lunge at him a little bit and get beat, we're able to cover that up. There, Brendo moving his feet, hands out, dribbles it off his foot. We nearly get a turnover there. Pressure keeps on. We nearly get another one there. We're not doubling for the most part here. Maybe a little double here, but then the guy finally ends up dribbling it off his foot and we're able to take it down the other end. Awesome defense with just a whole heap of things that we do separately all put into one play. That's a great look by Luke, but I see you as well, Josh, working on some of the stuff we've been saying in the previous vids. You can see there Josh making contact with the guy. Could have probably used more of his butt rather than his arms, but he gets that angle. Luke sees it straight away. It's a beautiful pass, and Josh has it wide open there. He doesn't get that opportunity and make that basket if he's not making that contact first. And notice this other little bit I love, extending the hand. He's got body on the guy, extends the right arm out where he wants the ball. Luke passes him straight to there. It's super rare we get a hand out where we want people to pass the ball, whether it's hand up in the air so they pass high or hand down low. And these are some things that we can add to what we're doing to make it easier for guys to make passes. Because otherwise, you're just throwing passes to guys' chests and hoping they get them. And well, you've seen by our turnovers how often that doesn't go in our favour. That last defensive play was awesome, but want to see a terrible one? Here's what happens when Josh and Brendo double team a guy with the ball. I mean, Robbo probably should have stayed with him on defense, and that's what causes that to happen in the first place. But so it becomes a bit of a combo here. Robbo really should have stayed with him a little bit, but when he leaves him, Josh and Brendo double team here. They could have had time to talk it up, and as a result, there's one guy left wide open. He gets an easy basket. The dangers of double teaming. Another beautiful play here, but it comes from the things we preach, the ball going from one side to the other. You see here Robbo duck out to cluster the ball, but then comes back, kicks it to Luke. He gets that pass into Robbo. Easy basket. Loved it. And one. Brendo moving the feet, chest in front, hands up. The perfect defensive effort, and look what happens. Putrid shot by them. Brendo follows it up, arms straight up, gets the tough basket, but can't floor that effort there. Love this effort from Brendo. Again, thinking about how do I get a guy open, sets a screen there, moves away. But what I want to point out is this bit to Josh. Josh, again, doing better inside. Here's an example, though, where you're not really making a whole lot of body contact. You're kind of like moving in and out, sort of shifting away, trying to get an advantage by speed. Finally, you kind of click into a little bit. Here we need you to get your butt into him, really lean off him. But this part here, you got to get a hand out, mate. Put your hand in the air right now. So Luke's got somewhere to pass to. Instead, because you don't have that, he gives it a pass down low. The guy defending you has a swipe at it, which doesn't come off, but we've seen how many times it does over the last couple of weeks. Guys that are inside, posting up, we need you to create a target for the guys to pass to. Get your hands up in the air. Put your hand out in front so the guards can get the ball to you easier. Another one here. Moved his feet, chest to chest. Arms could have been up maybe a little bit earlier, but gets him up there when he needs to, and old mate doesn't make the bucket. We're off to the races down the other end. I don't know how we survived this one because we've been playing awesome D, but this play around, Brendo, he's supposed to be in the middle. For some reason, the ball goes out to the wing and there's a cutter there. He suddenly decides that being the guy in the middle, he needs to come out and guard that guy. That needs to be either Brendo telling me to get out there and guard it or whatever it is. But he can't be just rolling out there. And I don't know how we got back and stopped that. They got an easy bucket inside. We can't be just blindly following the ball. We've got to protect our area and we've got to play the guy closest to our spot. That was another example of Brendo shooting a shot because he was wide open and nailing it. Man, I love how we play basketball in this next play. You can see here there's 7 passes and there's multiple opportunities. Like Luke could have shot that. He's semi-open, but we choose not to. Goes down to one corner, comes back. We've gone from one side to the other already. Like I said, if you dribbled it 3 times, that's too much. Luke's dribbled it 3 times, kicked it off. Again, we've gone back and forth a few times. I've dribbled to the basket, but again, I've driven to the basket because that guy reached, because he left his feet, because he ended up on the side of me. I didn't just drive past him and try to see what happens. And this is what was so awesome about our offense last game, and that gets us to the free throw line. Here's how our guards make it tough. Most weeks we'll have a couple of these. This time it's me because I'm playing guard this week, but probably because of the lineup. We've got 5 bigs on the floor, but we've got no guard on the right-hand side of the screen there. I come across running to play defense on it and pick it up, but I'm late. Obviously, chest not in front of that guy. He dribbles around me. We've had no other guard up the top. That leaves a big gap. He just runs straight through for this easy layup. Yeah, we've got to get better at, I guess, setting ourselves up on those because it happens 2 or 3 times every single week. And this last play just needs some Benny Hill music around it. We've got Brendan reaching there. Then Luke jumps out to it. He's not keeping his feet down. Robbo runs out and jumps up. They've had a couple of shots. They really should have made us pay a lot earlier than this. Luke's reached and he's dribbled around Luke, and then they make this basket. And I guess just pure evidence that if we do the things that we know let us down, they will score on us. And to finish it off on this one, just another one. The ball goes from one side to the other. Number of hands going through. Gets in the hands of Max. He shoots it because he's wide open. Just this, again, I've dribbled to the basket. Could have potentially taken something there, kicked it out. No one's dribbling it. There's been quick passes right across the other side. Loved it.